Now, I want to move on, too, though, because there's so many other things to talk about. The National Urban League is sounding the alarm, saying that there is a state of emergency in the country because of the Trump administration that has set fire to policies protecting human rights, fair housing, health care, and so on. Tell me about this civil rights group and this Trump Derangement Syndrome. Is this a fundraising tactic? What is going on here with these groups that have not seen the fascism that they wanted to descend so they could make a big deal about it, descend on the country?
James, you hit the nail on the head. This is a fundraising effort to try to be like a victim, to play a victim. And, when they talk about civil rights, Donald Trump loves civil rights. Donald Trump wants to help black people, white people, Asian people. Donald Trump wants to help people of every race and color. He just wants to deport illegal immigrants or ex-gangbangers that are here in America, committing crime. So that's not a civil rights violation. But these organizations are going to constantly come out and attack Donald Trump because that's the only way that they survive, is by constantly saying that they're under threat of, being taken out. So when it comes to these organizations, I see it, James. These protest organizations are getting a lot of funding. So the money is there. They know that there's a huge economy to hate Donald Trump. So I'm actually not surprised that this group is actually getting the attention that they want by playing a victim like this.
Well, here's a question for you here now, too, a question without notice. You've got all these people in the government who have all been cashiered by DOJ, who are losing their jobs because their agencies are being shut down. Is there a danger to the Trump administration that all these people who had jobs and relevance before are now going to create more and more of these sorts of organizations and, resistance movements to try and, keep themselves going, but that's going to wind up dragging politics in the U.S. further to the left in reaction to the right?
No, you're right again. I mean, I call it the protester industrial complex, where these people, it's not that every protester is getting paid, but the people that organize a protest are getting paid. These people that create the Discord groups or the Facebook groups. So like I said, there is a huge economy of radicalizing people to go against Donald Trump, and it's inorganic. It is 100% astroturf. It's done by people that are just trying to make money instead of actually try to create a political movement that is genuine. So you're going to see more of this. I've seen an increase in protests exponentially since Donald Trump came into office.
Well, yeah, and I think we're going to see a lot more of it. I'm glad that you've nailed this, because this is the way this is all going to go. Because look at, we've got people like Joy Reid who've made a whole career out of this Trump Derangement Syndrome. Have a watch here and listen to what Joy Reid says about Trump supporters.
Trump has those kind of voters. They are dedicated to him personally. They care more about him being happy than them being happy. They care more about him having what he wants than them having what they want. They will give up their health care. They will let their daughters be destroyed. They will let their families be destroyed. There's nothing he can do. He can drown them in Texas. He can take away their FEMA. He can do anything he wants to them. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a cult.
I mean, Alex, besides the fact that this is patently insane and there's no other word for it, and delusional, again, the economy that the left is now running is one where it's entirely about trying to add to the division and claim that it's Donald Trump over there who's doing it.
Well, this is why Joy Reid is such a liar, is that if you can see how the handling of these Epstein release has gone, it's the right that is actually holding Donald Trump accountable, something that nobody did during the Biden presidency. Nobody on the left actually said, why do we have an auto-pin president? Why is our president basically senile? But on the right, we're actually calling out the transparency. We're saying, hey, Donald Trump, you said you're going to give us this, and we haven't gotten quiet. So I think it's very hypocritical for her to say that people will just blindly support Donald Trump when they're the party of blind support. They're the party that will just follow the leader no matter how repugnant the leader may be or how incompetent that leader may be. So it's all projection, is what she's saying, in my personal opinion.
I think you're absolutely right. That's not opinion. That is fact. Alex Stein, thanks so much. I'd love to talk more about this, and we're going to do that again soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Now stick around, because Only in America is coming up. But before we hit that break, there were some pretty spicy scenes at a Coldplay concert in Boston Thursday night. Check out this couple on the Kiss Cam. They got a little more than they bargained for.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Well, it looks like the lead singer was on the money there because according to the New York Post, the gent in the video was tech CEO Andy Byron, and the lady was his human resources chief officer, Kristen Cabot. And no, the two were not married, at least not to each other. But hey, it looks like Coldplay made a couple of singles last night. I suspect that's going to turn into a pretty expensive date night.